Hi guys, this is Anthony, French chef at Pastreez. Welcome to our brand new YouTube channel videos. We're gonna share with you some great macarons tips, secret tips, all kind of French recipes. So stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, comment and share. Let's go. Okay, so this first video is focused on how to make sure the macarons you get are great macarons. Okay, there is 5 factors to make sure the macarons you get are awesome macarons. Let's take a look. But first things first, I wanted to share with you what is a macaron and where does it come from. So a macaron is actually something like this, okay? 2 shells with a filling in the middle. It can be lots of different colors on top, and it can be lots of different fillings, a taste and flavor inside. This is a macaron. And where does it come from? So macarons actually is French, but it came with the help of the Italian. Few hundred years ago, when Catherine de Medicis wanted to marry the French king, she traveled all the way from Italy to France, and on her way to Paris, she bring with her the recipe of the shell only, okay, this part. And the French chef that was in Versailles, you know, with the king, was amazed with this cookie and decided to give a quick French, you know, twist, and he added the filling in the middle. The good thing is that when he added the filling in the middle, he realized that when you wait a few days, few hours, you will start to get an osmosis between the filling and the shells, which give the, you know, the taste experience, which is crunchy and chewy. We will talk about that a bit later, but this is actually where the macaron came from. So let's take a look at the 5 ways to make sure the macarons you get are great. What I mean about the outside look, I want to focus on one thing, is the outside of the shell, okay? The shell is very dry. I don't know if you can see it here. Let me see. Yes. See how dry this is? It's not wet, okay? It's not shiny. It must be completely dry, okay, just like this. Why I want to focus on that? Some bakeries out there, wherever you guys are in the world, freeze their macarons, okay, and you lose quality when you do that because the water will release, you know, in the unfreezing process, so it will release water on the surface, it will wet the whole macaron, and you will lose the taste experience, which is crunchy outside and chewy inside. All right? So you want to make sure when you get your macarons, wherever you guys go in the world, you want to make sure that the shells are dry and not glossy, not shiny. Okay? Which brings us to the second part of that. You want to check about the fit and the size. What is an actual good size, good fit for macarons? Let me see. Let me take this one. Okay. Now you can see here. Okay. So this macaron is actually, you know, with my finger you can see a bit. It's about 1.7 inch diameter, which is the original French size. So of course you can get bigger macarons out there. You can get smaller. But this is the actual average size, okay, in Paris. So you want to make sure you get a good size macaron. All right? The second thing I wanted to tell you, which is in the same point, the fit. Sometimes you see macarons are too flat, and sometimes they are too grown, I would say. All right? So the fit is actually needs to be half size of the shell. Okay, it's exactly half size of the shell. Of course, you know, macarons is not a perfect science. If you handmade stuff like us here at pastreez.com, you will see that nothing comes out always perfect, but this is a good base. So if you want to make sure that you get good macarons, you need to have fits like that, okay, and the top shells like that. So it's like 50% fit, 50% top, okay. I can give you another example, which is the pumpkin pie macarons, the new ones we have this month. Same thing here. The fits are 50% from the whole shell. Okay? All right, number 3. So as I was telling you guys, I will try to cut this one in half to show you how it looks like inside. And the taste experience needs to be crunchy outside and chewy inside. And the best way to show you guys that is to cut in half. Again, beware, macarons is fragile cookies, so it's not, you know, pretty stuff when you try to cut it in half. But it's the best way to show you how it's supposed to look like. Let me see. Yes, success. All right, so let me show you. This is 1/2 of a macaron. Okay, so an important thing to notice is that the filling really make an osmosis with the shell. Okay, that happens only after certain times when you've put the filling in between the two shells. But this is another episode, so we will explain you the tips and stuff to make great macarons. But here you can definitely see you have a good product because it's wet in the middle and it's crunchy outside. How you can see it's crunchy outside? You can see, the little cracks and stuff. Okay. And if you check inside, you can see I tried to, push a little bit. You see it's very chewy inside. So this is the taste signature of the macarons. Okay, so let's go to the number 4 factor. Let's go. Number 4, something very simple and very easy to check. We already cut the macarons in half, so we will see it right away. All right, so let me show you again the inside. There you go. No hollows. No hollows means there is no bubbles in the middle. Okay, if you have bubbles in the middle, that means the recipe wasn't, correctly made. And it got less compact, less product inside, and usually it brings the macarons to be more fragile. So yeah, it's definitely a quality impact. Okay, so no hollows mean you don't have air bubbles trapped in the middle, and there is easy tips and easy ways to avoid that once you make your macarons. We will explain you that in another episode. But the number 4 is no hollows. Let's drop to the number 5, which is the last one. Go. So number 5 is the last one, the last factor to make sure your macarons are great is actually a taste factor. Macarons are not supposed to be too sweet or too creamy. What you need to know about macarons is that they are made with almond flour and sugar and egg whites, of course. So the shells contain sugar already. So what you need to do is the filling, to kind of balance the whole thing. It needs to be less sugar in it. If you put sugar in the filling, there is already sugar in the shells. It will be too sweet. So if you buy macarons in your favorite bakery place, wherever you guys are, and you can eat only one macarons because it's too sweet, it's because it's too sweet. You can usually easily eat 2 to 3 macarons because they are not supposed to be that sweet. Okay. Another thing I wanted to share with you is it's not supposed to be too creamy as well. Okay. Too creamy, I mean it's not too much butter. At pastreez.com, we don't use butter at all. So we make our fillings, out of fruit puree, premium chocolates, and stuff like that. We will share the recipe in another episode, of course. But what I want to focus on here is that we don't use butter at all. We believe it makes a difference because, macarons is a sweet thing. And butter brings too much fat. So if it's too much sweet and too much buttery, you're going to have a hard time eating your macarons. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. This was the 5 ways to make sure your macarons are great. Feel free to comment, share, and like. This was our first video of the YouTube channel. If you want to comment and share with us what you would like to see in the next videos, feel free to comment that in the comment section below. And see you next time. See you guys.